Checking. Oh, I gotta turn this on. There you go. Much better, yeah? Maybe I need to put this on manual. All right, now we're set. So it just dawned on me as I was getting ready to do this little demo that every time I turn this camera on, it messes with radio. And ISS is about to cross over almost directly overhead. And so we're going to listen in on some of the transmissions that go on frequency 437.800. Well, yeah, see, so evidently this radio, or this camera, hang on, I got to turn the volume down. Loves to broadcast around that frequency, and it's kind of a shifting frequency. I can see it moving. It's really odd. I don't know why it does it. Well, I know why it does it, because it's got some spurious data coming off. Oh yeah, and every time I hit the focus thing, it triggers this. Anyway, spurious data, and it's getting close to my target frequency. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my Baofeng, turn it on. Welcome.
Channel mode.
5
miles an hour.
Whoa.
And now the extended forecast.
Oh, that's because I got it on weather, because we had some bad weather. We got the pond again. Let me get right to the frequency. There you go. She's on. And I'm hoping, because it just breached the horizon, we'll hear it on here. I don't know if this is triggering this. I don't think it is. I think it's directly connected to how my SDR is set up. That's all I got. Any of you guys have any... Ooh. When I wave close to the camera, it does. But any of you have that experience, guys? I have a feeling I'm going to have some troubles. It's not the SDR, and it's not this radio. Oh, by the way, if you have an interest, I wish it just wouldn't do that. Maybe I need to switch to my other camera. Doggone. Let me switch to the other camera. Okay, now we're back.
Welcome. Frequency mode.
Okay, 437.800, that's where I need to be. And now we wait. And I'm not getting any interference. This camera doesn't interfere with that frequency range. It's kind of weird, and I'm not hearing anything. Why aren't I hearing anything? Maybe because no one's talking. Yeah, it's almost directly overhead. Do I need to show you? It's flying over San Antonio right now. So it is very close to me. I'm disappointed. Oh. Yeah, something spurious is happening. No explanation. Nobody's talking. They must have it deactivated. The crossband repeater is turned on. But I got nothing. All right, I guess nothing's happening. That's okay. We can still talk about this radio. There's been a lot of chatter on the interwebs recently about tariffs and how they've increased the price of cheap Chinese radios. And I'm here to tell you, yeah, okay, I guess it has increased it some. Keep in mind, the tariff is only 10% to China right now. Stuff coming from China to the US, there's a 10% tariff. And that means if this radio used to be $15 on the interwebs, well, this one wasn't. This one was. This one was 15 bucks. If this was 15 bucks, and I think they're still available, I'll leave a link. 10% is only going to be $1.50. So it's $16.50. You can get a pair. I would recommend get a pair. I do have 2 of these. The other one's sitting over there. But 2 is 1, right? Because if you just have one radio and no one else has the radio, or you can't hand off one, go here. We're going on a hike. Here's a radio. I've got a radio. We can now be connected. So 2 is 1. 3 would be even better, because then you can hand it off to another person. In case somebody falls off the cliff, you still have 2 people you can talk to. Okay, anyway, it only raised the price of this thing $1.50. And if you look, I'll throw some pictures up. They're about $16.50-ish for one. Get it. Why would you wait until, the theory is that maybe there would be 145%. Well, if that's the case, then it's only going to double it, and this will end up being $30. Well, $45. So it'll go from $15 to $45. Get it. Okay? Now, if you're buying an ICOM or a Yaesu or one of those Japanese radios, now there's different tariff for that stuff. But those things are like, $600 for a radio. Am I right? Something like that. They're expensive. They're not cheap. Maybe $350 for a little radio. Yes, super heterodyne. I get it. I know. This is a rock radio on a chip. And there are a lot of problems with that, but you're getting it for 1/10 the cost, 20th the cost, 20 times less. This guy, I think I can get a pair of these for less than $60. So this one's like $32. I'll put a link to it as well. Keep in mind, there is an FCC, and you should be abiding by the rules that FCC has for what radio can transmit on what frequency and all that kind of stuff, and whether you have to have a license for certain things. If you're a ham, you'll have a ham license. If you're a GMRS operator, you'll have that license. If you want to do both, you're going to have to get both, I guess. But that's about transmitting. Receiving, on the other hand, and listening to the ISS and all that kind of stuff, you don't need a license for that. You just get the radio, turn it on, don't ever press the magic button here, and you're fine. You're fine. You'll be fine. But don't let the tariffs scare you. $1.50 more for this one, and I think it ends up being, because I think it was like $2.75 more for this one. And as a matter of fact, the manufacturers or the resellers, maybe not the manufacturer, but the resellers, are smart enough that they're going to absorb, that $1.50 and give it to you at a pretty good price. So hunt around, shop around. I'll leave a link. Go to the Amazon thing.
Use our Amazon link down below. When you do, it helps us out and it doesn't cost you a penny more. And after using the link, save it to your bookmarks so you can have easy access to it in the future. Thank you.
Go start hunting around, and if you can find, the UV5R, which people seem to hate, and I don't know why. When I say people, as one of our illustrious radio YouTubers say, some people hate it. Don't let that stop you. It's a fun little hobby. Listening to the ISS, listening to chatter, knowing what's going on around you. Listening can be, having intel can tell you a lot without ever having to speak, quite frankly. You heard earlier weather, right? You can get weather on these things, on this one too. You can listen to aircraft. You can hear when planes are coming in or going out. Valuable tool. Okay, I happen to be fortunate enough that even when I'm inside like this, boy, I'm really hammering this audio. Yeah, I'm hammering the audio. Sorry, guys. I forgot where I was. What was I doing?
Squirrel!
I'm fortunate enough to be living, I don't know, I'm almost 20 miles away from a repeater, a GMRS repeater. I've got my GMRMS. I've got that. And so I'm going to talk on it. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make contact, especially if you have a repeater in the area and you want to reach out and touch someone. Here we go. Here in China Spring, we're standing by. I hit the repeater. You could hear it go chunk back. Nobody's out there. Sitting out here in China Spring, just standing by.
"12 seconds later."
Evidently, there's nobody out there. So that's why 2 is 1, right? If you just have 1 and you're trying to reach somebody and there's nobody out there to reach, there's no one out there to talk to. Had there been somebody out there, they would have probably come back and said, hey, we're out there, welcome, blah, blah, blah. They would have said something, but there's nobody out there. The only reason why I use these radios is not to make contact with strange individuals. Although sometimes that can be fun. Don't get me wrong. You reach somebody and all of a sudden you realize, hey, that's so-and-so, like, I haven't seen them in a long time and they're like a million miles away and I hit them on the repeater and that can be kind of fun. But that's not why I use the radio. I use it so that I can be in contact with my wife if necessary, if the cell phones go down, all that kind of thing. Or if we're out hiking and stuff and where there is no cell service. Oh, by the way, what's it called?
As history's preeminent expert on emergency communication, I fully endorse rapid radio.
Don't fall for that stuff. If the cell towers go down, they go down. The only way that is really valuable is if you have a satellite radio. Now, I know Starlink is starting to do a little bit of that, and I might experiment with that. It's going to be difficult to take down a satellite in an earthquake. Let's say you have an earthquake or a tornado. Terrestrially, yes, you can get disrupted. Up in space, may not be so bad. So that one may be okay. I haven't figured that one out yet. If you have any experience with the handy talkies over Starlink, let me know. I don't yet. But I just know those other things, man, what are they called?
Rapid radio.
Anyway, not worth it, in my opinion. Not worth it. You might as well just use your cell phone. Hello. All right, I probably wasted enough of your time. Ye old ISS thing didn't happen today. I don't know why. If you know why, and if you're a radio listener, ISS listener, leave a comment down below. Everything said things were configured and I was fully ready. Fully ready. And as a matter of fact, I even changed cameras so that I could be readier to listen to chatter on the ISS, just to hear it, because it's kind of fun. And it didn't happen, so sorry. I didn't know. But if you know, leave a comment. Okay, have I yammered on way too much?
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Probably, but I needed mid-roll. And those of you in the know, if you know, you know. All right, I'll see you on the next one.
See you